This is no ordinary family. When Zhang Yichi was born, he became a symbol of China's one-child policy. The Beijing baby boy officially brought China's population to 1.3 billion. It was national news. The authorities decreed that the first child born after midnight in the Beijing maternity hospital would represent the magical number.
北京时间2005年1月6日0点02分，中国13亿个公民诞生，大家祝贺！
其实说正经的，我们是名人他爹和他妈。
我觉得一个小宝宝已经足够了。对我来说，我可不想再要第二个。
China never misses a chance for propaganda. Little Zhang Yichi's birth was acclaimed as a national virtue. Had the one-child policy not been introduced, China's population would have reached 1.3 billion 4 years ago. Today, more people live in China than any other country in the world, more than 1,000 million people. It's almost impossible to grasp just how many people that is. But next time you're looking at a national weather map, imagine 1,000 cities the size of Adelaide, Brisbane or Perth, or 400 cities with roughly the population of Sydney or Melbourne. This is one couple who'll never feature on national television in China. Ma Baocheng and his wife Liu Shuling live in China's rural north. They have lived through the darkness of breaching China's population laws.
这都是生一个生孩子在那儿去，你不那你要那孩子你都要你要不给钱你都让你放。 都要拆房，房不拆那不拆你房，你把你那个木料啊、跟马车呀、牛啊都给你弄走，弄人给你的给弄国家你弄走，弄走你要不拿钱，你要不给人钱，你都处理了。跟他奶跟那是马跟他那老大小时候这是这儿呢，这是小时候。
Mr. Ma and Mrs. Liu, though, have 2 children, sons aged 27 and 12. They deliberately flouted the population policy. They wanted a second child to help on the farm and look after them in their old age.
那好吧，养儿防老，这是啊。
也得儿子防老，也得赶上。原来这认识闺女不容不是。
俺老百姓家还有男孩。
Ma Shumin is now a happy, healthy 12-year-old. But when he was in the womb, local officials pressed his mother to have an abortion. Unlike many other Chinese women of the day, she escaped the trauma of a forced abortion, but the family was punished. Their penalty? A so-called social compensation fee, a fine amounting to about 4 times their annual income.
完了，你这以后你这够呛，都是养着你没有洗凉，都搁吃专门种点粑粑，吃点粥，都是这事儿。一天早上3顿粥，吃粥就现在了，你这这样维持生活不饿。
When Mao Zedong came to power in 1949, China's population was 500 million. 30 years later, it had nearly doubled. Fearing the exploding population would create chaos and crisis, China conceived its radical plan. For 25 years, population control has been a major priority for the Chinese government.
I think it's seen as a precondition for all the others. It's seen that unless there is a containment of population growth, there will be no economic growth, and unless there's economic growth, there will be no social stability, no social harmony.
Beijing, the capital of China, officially home to 15 million people, is increasingly modern and prosperous. In Beijing's sprawling middle-class suburbia live the Zhang family. Their $100,000 apartment is beyond the imaginings of most Chinese. But they worry they're missing something. Their daughter, 8-year-old Zhang Jingyu, would like a brother or sister. It's lonely being an only child.
因为有的时候，我一天都在家里写作业，然后有的时候写完了作业，然后就没人玩。
Yet the Zhangs are considering having another child. China's economic reforms have weakened the state's hold over people's lives, and for an increasing number of couples, the fine is not a deterrent. Zhang Yufan and his wife Zhang Hong are both professionals with well-paid jobs in the software sector. For them, the dilemma is how to juggle family and careers.
一般的，我觉得小孩的一般的这种费用呢，倒不是什么太大的问题。到幼儿园，到小学，再往后哈。那么这样的话，有各种各样的参加各种各样的，比如培训。
All the dancers are girls, and they have another thing in common. Everyone is an only child.
作为一个子女的话呢，就是说，我们也担心，就是说他的成长。但是兄弟姐妹那种平等的这种，实际上在他现在没有感觉，就是说，那么这样的话，对他以后成长走入社会，实际上他会不会有这种意识哈？就是说。
There's now real concern that the one-child policy has created a generation of spoilt children, little emperors and empresses. Teacher Sun Kai-yun believes that all the attention an only child commands is more likely to breed fragility than stability.
很娇气，然后不是很能经受住一些挫折，很不自信，就是有很多孩子是这样的，所以他就更需要你去鼓励他。
China's so vast, its family planning policy means different things in different places. This is the Xinyu Steel and Iron Factory in central Jiangxi province. Nationwide, the family planning network boasts more than 1 million branches. But the state-owned enterprise does more than turn ore into metal. It's also a factory for social engineering.
因为我们的宣传阵地啊，比如说刚才我们看到的孕妇之家，还有人口学校，还有我们公司的报纸、宣传栏、广播电视这种的形式呢，就是在这个宣传媒体上面啊，就是宣传我们国家的方针政策。
At the factory's family planning office, women receive free contraception and their personal health is overseen. Here, the health of the pregnant workers is closely monitored and prenatal classes are provided.
我们都建立了这个育龄妇女信息网络呀，在信息网络上，我们可以就是每个员工的情况都很清楚，一目了然的，谁什么时候该怀孕了，什么时候结婚了，这情况我们都很清楚的，什么时候办了准生证，什么时候该生孩子了，都很清楚的。
China has become the factory to the world, conjuring up images of a highly industrialised nation. But more than half of all Chinese live in the country, with most people working in agriculture. It's here that China's one-child policy is misleading. It's a case of different strokes for different folks. In the countryside, couples are generally allowed 2 children. A few hours' drive away from the Xinyu steel factory, local family planning doctors are on the road.
这个计划生育政策嘛，也是通过根据我们国家的国情嘛，符合我们的国家国情。我觉得是非常好了哈。不存在什么其他的松软了，过年了。看一下哪里不舒服啊？
One positive side effect of China's focus on population control has been a better health service for women and a reduction in the risks of death and injury associated with pregnancy. For 15 years, Dr. Wang has been making trips like this.
他就是服务群众嘛，为那个育龄群众服务啊，为提高人口素质啊，提高整个民族的素质啊，主要是一种这样的性质的服务工作。
In 2002, China outlawed the use of physical force to make a woman submit to an abortion or sterilisation. But some provinces demand abortions if the pregnancy violates local regulations. In this part of Jiangxi province, Yin Hongchuan is the district Communist Party chief. Here, there are unspecified remedial measures.
或者哪一条就按哪一条处理啊，你像有这个有多生的，或者超生的，或者早分的或者就是个基因弃婴的，还有什么不上房的，不接这个东西，这个哎呀很多，这个东西就是太多了，不好讲了。这个我们有一个条例，基本就按照条例，违反哪一条，就对哪一条进行处理就行了。
Penalties and punishment are highly sensitive issues. Despite his status, a local official saw fit to interrupt the interview.
我们国家有计划生育法律，这个人类计划生育法律是对世界公布的，就按照这个法律办事，其他的都不说了，好不好？关于女孩就讲关。
China's one-child policy has given birth to an alarming imbalance between the sexes. Many couples have turned to ultrasound machines to guarantee they get the baby they want.
抬头的大小是还蛮发育还可以。
那其他方面呢？
其他胎心也还正常。
Cheap, small ultrasound machines have swept through even remote parts of the country. Hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of female fetuses have been aborted. A few years ago, in this very part of Jiangxi province, 142 boys were being born for every 100 girls. Since 1994, it's been illegal in China to reveal the sex of an unborn child. That's been easily bypassed with the help of red packets, bribes given over in red envelopes.
这个以前确实是有过，而且大家也，正如大家所知道的，众所周知的是吧？大家都有向医生提出性别鉴定，然后给予红包。我想这种行为是，在以前也许是大家认为是一种比较道义的行为吧。你给他帮忙，他给你红包。 当然我自己个人也面临着这种。
23-year-old Zhang Huihua would still like to know if she's having a boy or a girl.
现在就可以知道吗？当然想知道啊，能够提前知道自己宝宝的性别，我觉得那也很不错。我可以给他提前取名字之类的呀。
The Chinese government is extremely sensitive to the hostility and division its population policy generates outside the country.
Yes, it is the biggest, the most conspicuous, and probably the most organized family planning program in the world. But it is not the only one that has any kind of coercion.
Farmers Ma Baocheng and his wife Liu Shuling know the terror of coercion in China. A few years before the birth of their second son, Ma Shumin, Liu Shuling was pregnant with a girl.
不给我说这有了这那么好，这有了，这我可不那儿去，我那儿去，我人弄出毛病来，我人家弄出病来，我说你们管不管？他打那针没打正地方，是腿要推下来的。那孩子还活着呢，那是这差点没让他出血，我没动他了，那还让人家抱走了，让他们医院送人了。
Liu Shuling's daughter lived, but her family never saw her again. Every day, more than 20,000 babies are born in China. For every 100 girls, there are 120 boys. This imbalance leads to warnings of tens of millions of Chinese men facing a future with no prospect of a female partner. They are known as bare branches. Such thoughts are not for these people on this day. The joys of new life are uppermost in their mind. Experts fear that bare branches will create crime and violence. Here at the Jian Culture and Kung Fu School in Jiangxi Province, there are close to 1,000 students, but only 42 girls. Chinese officials have warned of the shredding of China's social fabric and a future angry army of 70 million single men. In various places in China, the government's rolled out a Care for Girls program. Zhou Min is the school principal, and the aim is to eliminate cultural discrimination against girls in rural and underdeveloped areas through subsidies and education.
都是天生下来都是平等，都是人，都是需要彼此的一个尊重，所以说我认为这个首先是应该原来的这个即使有在老年人里面即使有一些这样的思想，我想应该觉得要去除这个思想的。
With government help, the school provides free boarding and tuition for 8 girls from poor families with no sons. 15-year-old Wu Yu is amongst them. She knows too well the cultural preference for boys. Her mother is dead, but Wu Yu remembers that she believed sons were more valuable.
我爸爸没想过，我妈妈想过。他们觉得男孩子什么传宗接代，就是想把自己家里那些一直传下去吧。
Back in Beijing, the Zheng family is preparing Sunday dinner. Tonight, the grandparents are joining them, and when they leave, little Zheng Jingyu will go with them. She only spends time with her parents on weekends.
我是没办法，因为他们俩工作都很忙，而且呢离家又远，晚上回来都那时候回来吃饭都得8点多。他这边这个牙，我觉得松的不对头。
The grandparents cherish the idea of a grandson. The family can afford to raise another child and pay the fine. But the question is not so much financial as philosophical. To whom do they owe a greater loyalty, their family or their country?
人口是确确实实太多，这个社会压力太大，对孩子实际上也没有好处。你看我们的孩子呢，应该说是比较幸福的，但是呢，确确实有好多孩子啊，非常非常，我们看着都不舒服。
While critics denounce China's family planning program as a violation of people's rights, an attack on the sanctity of the family, Chinese authorities hail it as a great success. Without the one-child policy, the country, they say, would have been in for a rough ride. China estimates it would have an extra 300 million people today, most condemned to lives of poverty and misery.
Everybody thinks of China as having had enormous economic growth, and they have. But you still have 600 million people in China living on under $2 a day.
China's population is still growing, and on present trends won't peak for another 25 years. Pragmatic, if not popular, China's one-child policy looks destined for a long life.